Hello and welcome to another process video. Today I'm going to be using the October kit and add-ons from Lottie Loves Paper, and this kit has been put together with the most gorgeous colours and papers from Heidi Swapp, Emerson Lane, the Magnolia Moments from Fancy Pants Designs, and there is also some little phrase stickers from the Pretty Little Studio Savannah Dreams in there. So the yellow paper I've used as the background there is from the Emerson Lane collection, and I've used it because it's very similar to the colour of the central building in this photograph, which was our apartment in Castellammare in Italy this year. So I've used that one, and I've backed it with a dark navy blue cardstock from my own stash at the moment. You will see later on at the end I do change it to a white border around the outside, and I'll explain a bit of that, about that later on. So the paper I'm just fussy cutting here now is part of the Magnolia Moments collection, and I thought they were quite sweet houses, but in a way they're apartment blocks. I'm just looking now to see if there's any more that I could cut out without losing too much more of the paper, and decide I can't. But there is that house right on the right hand side there that I can afford to lose off of the mat off of the back that I'm going to put on the photo there. So I'm just going to cut that one out as well. And I'm going to use them just down at the bottom of the page. So when I was choosing the mats, I was trying to go for a nice sort of contrast of colours. The reason I turned that one around was because I wanted some of the brighter yellow to pop out as well, so that it didn't get lost against the pale yellow on the background. So as I mentioned earlier, this place we stayed in was actually called Castellammare di Stabio, and it's smack bang in the middle of Naples and Sorrento, which, although it's that close to those two places, Vesuvius and the Amalfi Coast, it's still relatively untouched by tourism, and is a lovely, lovely town. And at night, the whole place just comes alive with the locals out and about and walking around. Obviously it was the summer months, so it's nice and warm at night and doesn't get dark till late, but it was lovely just to sit and people watch and just watch the whole sort of family dynamic of Italy, really. So as you see there, I've changed over to the white paper only because I want to do some stamping on the background, and I wanted it to overlap onto the actual background itself, onto the border, and with the dark border on there it wouldn't have worked as well. So I'm using the stamps which were an add-on this month, and again they're the Maggie Holmes ones, and I'm trying to be random. I'm not quite as random as I like sometimes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place it on there and mark it off with a pencil, just so I know where the other stamps are going to go, that I can have them sort of peeking out from behind the photo mats in a minute, because I choose the nice big flower bunch. And I'm just going to put literally a couple of pencil lines just so I know roughly where the outside of the outermost mat is when I stamp off. So I'm not too worried if it doesn't look totally right. I don't mind the sort of grungy sort of look there as such. Sorry, and the ink I used was just a Ranger Distress ink in Faded Jeans, I think it's called, or Faded Denim. And there I'm just using a water brush with the ink on the block just to add a few splashes around as well. So now I'm just going to get everything stuck down. So then I can start adding my embellishments. Oops, the ATG gun wasn't playing nice there. As you'll see, I only add like 2, maybe 3 strips of tape to each of like my mats, and I try and sort of like keep them sort of quite wide apart. It's so I can sort of tuck embellishments underneath afterwards, so that not everything is stuck down straight away, and then it's easier just to tuck things underneath. Oops, I cut that a little bit big, and it was a little bit of the white was poking out over the top of the house. So that's just a piece of foam sheet that I've used just to lift that middle one up. And these are the embellishments which were the main kit for this month. And as you can see, the colours are just so subtle, and it's just such a good mix of colours and shapes this month. Not that it isn't every month, but I quite like this. It's a nice autumnal kit without having any Halloween shoved in your face, or any of the usual sort of like the pumpkins and the pumpkin spice and lots of oranges and browns usually, isn't it, autumnal, whereas this is quite nice. It's sort of like mustards and pinks, which is a little bit different, and yeah, as I said, I like it. So just going through the whole ephemera pack, as you'll see, like there's a mix of card die cuts and acetate ones in this as well. Some nice colours on the acetates even. That one there I'm just putting in as it is acetate, and the green flower over that side as well. So I'm just going through, just seeing what else there is, if I can use any of the others. No. Quite like the idea of this postcard because it is from our holidays, and I thought I could use that as like for my journaling. So I thought that was quite a nice little touch, the postcard one. And then just sticking a tag under there just to bring the pop of yellow over to that side of the photo as well. Just looking through the phase stickers, and there was nothing on there that I found that I wanted. So I'm happy with the selection there, so just going to stick it down. The nice thing about the tapes that I use in the ATG gun is even through the acetate, they are really sort of see-through, so you can't see any of the tape through the acetate itself, which is nice, that you don't get any of the sort of like the glue marks underneath the acetate. So I'm just going to do some journaling on there now, just to say where it was when we stayed there. I'm going to add another photo at the end of this, because I do, in the end, I cut down the white border slightly and add the dark blue border again behind it, just because I feel that the white border, I don't know, it just seemed to get lost a bit, so, and just to make it pop a bit more, and so I'll add that at the end. But there we are, there is the finished page. Oh no, it's not finished quite. I'm just going to go through and add one more element, and then I will be done. So I'll just do that, and whilst I'm doing that, I'll let you know that, yep, I'll be back soon with another layout, and I'm going to use the Fancy Pants designs on Our Way collection for my next layout. There we are, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.